I want to begin by asking you to remember what it feels like to be a child, small, hopeful, eager to belong, because before anything else, before labels, headlines, before arguments about race or community or religion, I was a child. In 1993, when I was 12 years old, I was sent from my home in Oldham to Pakistan to study Hifz at a madrasa. I was one of the youngest there, thousands of miles away from everything familiar. I didn't speak the language fluently. I didn't understand the culture fully. And I didn't understand the danger. Like any child in a new and frightening place, I wanted acceptance. I wanted to feel safe. I wanted to belong. And at first, I thought I had found that. A group of older boys and men noticed me. They were kind. They joked with me. They brought me small drinks, a Coke from the shop, 10 rupees here and there. To a 12-year-old boy alone in the world, that felt like friendship, like protection, like family, but it wasn't. Because slowly, quietly, the boundaries began to change. The friendliness turned into proximity. The joking turned into touching. The touching turned into control. And before I even had the words to understand what was happening, it became abuse. There was 9 of them. 9 individuals who saw vulnerability and chose to exploit it. I did not understand sex. I did not understand consent. I only understood fear. I remember freezing. I remember disgust. I remember being terrified, not just of what they were doing, but of what would happen if I told anyone. They made that clear. Do not tell anyone. You will get into trouble. The principal is strict. You are all the way from UK. They groomed me, passed me on to one another, and abused me repeatedly over 2 years. One raped me 3 times in my first year. Others once or twice. Each one covered the window with cloth so no one could see. I was 12, then 13, then 14. I didn't even have the language for what was happening. Only the knowledge that I felt wrong and that I was trapped. One day, another student witnessed an incident and told a tutor. For the first time, I thought maybe I would be protected. Instead, I was threatened. I was told, "Why did you not tell anyone? I will deal with them later. But first, I will punish you." Let me say that again clearly. The child who was abused was punished. I was taken to the principal. I was blamed. And my own relative was instructed to discipline me, to make me do something called murga, a humiliating punishment. I remember thinking, I'm the victim. Why am I being punished? But as a child, you believe what authority tells you. I believed I was the problem. I believed silence was survival. Some of my abusers were punished quietly, away from scrutiny. Others were allowed to walk free. After warning me not to mention their names, no police were called, no records were made. The institution protected its image. I returned to England in 1995 at 14 years old, with one instruction echoing in my head: do not tell anyone. But silence didn't protect me. Within days, rumors began to spread. A former student talked, word traveled, and suddenly what had been done to me became something done about me. For years, the bullying was relentless. Children and adults mocked me. They used the name of my abusers as insults. They made obscene gestures. I was laughed at in the street, in school, even within my own family. I was treated as though I had done something shameful, not the men who abused me. When I was 15, an older man called me over from his car near a mosque. He grabbed my hand and said, "I heard about you. Can I do that to you? Whatever they did, can I do it too?" I managed to get away, but the message was clear. My vulnerability has been marked. The trauma did not stay in the past. It followed me into adulthood, into my relationships, my marriage, my sense of worth. I struggled with trust, with anger, with intrusive memories, with nights where sleep never came. For decades, I suppressed. I told myself it didn't happen. I tried to be strong. I tried to carry on until one day, sitting on my phone, I came across a video about grooming gangs, and my body started shaking uncontrollably. In 2017, I read about Rotherham and Oldham, the patterns, grooming, passing victims on, threats, silence, something clicked. These weren't just stories, they were my life. Everything I had buried for 30 years came flooding back. I discovered that 3 of my abusers had been living in the UK for decades, working as imams, 2 in Oldham and 1 in Stoke-on-Trent. I had also seen a 4th perpetrator in the UK twice, once in the street and once at a wedding, but heard he had been deported due to sexual assault. A few years later, I started worrying about the safety of my own daughter. She told me she was being stalked on the bus. The final catalyst came in August 2024, when my sister-in-law, who had endured years of bullying due to the fact she couldn't have children, took her own life by setting herself alight in her garden. She burnt herself alive, and the only person who understood it was me, because I was suffering mentally too. When she took her own life, it just gave me a bit of fire that came inside me, and I said to myself, "Nad, isn't it time that you open up about what happened to you all these years ago?" And I did, and I started telling everyone. I told my wife, my family, I put up a Facebook post. I was scared, but I just thought, I'm doing it. In June 2025, with the help of safeguarding officers from my college, my children's school, and We Are Survivors, a support group for male survivors, I went to Oldham Police Station and reported the abuse, naming the 3 abusers who were living in the UK during a 3-hour interview. 1 perpetrator was arrested in July, but was released without charge, with Greater Manchester Police telling me they couldn't charge him because the offence took place before 1996 in a foreign country. The local authority designated Officer Lado from my children's school restricted the man from mosques and from being around children. Yet during Eid, which took place last month, I saw posters advertising the man was speaking at a local mosque. Police said they could not trace the other 2 men, even though I had told them their names and where they lived. In anger, I posted the name of the perpetrators on Facebook, but police threatened me with arrest unless I deleted the post, which I already had. This is what nowhere to turn feels like. Speaking out came at cost. Members of my community, members of my own family community accused me for attacking them, of bringing shame, of being mad. They warned me my children would be bullied. But I want my children to know something else. I want them to know that their father did not stay silent, because silence nearly killed me. Whilst dealing with a safeguarding issue involving my own children, I experienced suicidal thoughts. I couldn't sleep, I shook, I spiraled into darkness. My sister-in-law taking her own life, watching her suffering, I realized something. Silence destroys lives. Support saved my life. Let me be absolutely clear about this. This is not about race. This is not about religion. This is not about attacking a community. I am part of that community. I love it. But loving a community means holding it accountable. Abuse is not caused by culture. It's not caused by faith. Abuse is a choice made by abusers, and it is enabled by silence, by denial, by institutions and individuals who prioritize reputation over children. Safeguarding is not a document, it is a promise to believe children, a promise to protect them, a promise to hold perpetrators accountable, and a promise never to punish a victim to cover failure. To every survivor listening here, you are not to blame. You did nothing wrong. Your story matters. Your life matters. I am speaking now because I could not speak then. And if my voice helps even one child be believed, protected, or saved, then breaking my silence was worth it. Silence protects monsters, and silence destroys life. Thank you very much.
God bless you.